to know the artist behind the epic melodies, songs, and beats. Celebrating the best new music from around the world. This is the A State of Trance podcast.
What's up? Welcome to a new A State of Trance podcast. And we have someone in the studio today that is here for the second time. Because we had a nice chat the last time, which was 4 years ago already. I can't believe it.
Time flies.
Yeah, welcome back, Paul Denton. How you doing, man?
Thank you very much. All good.
First of all, congratulations on the album, Retrospect. Your first album.
First album, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that a lot in this podcast. But first, we're going to start off with something that I always start off with nowadays, which is a sort of a quick fire. Some fast questions, and we want your answer on those. Okay? Ready?
Okay.
All right. Day or night studio sessions?
Used to be night, now it's day.
Probably because of the kids.
That's it, yeah.
Analog synths or digital?
Digital at the minute, but I prefer analog.
Okay. Most overused plugin on Retrospect?
Serum.
Coffee, tea, or something else while producing?
Tea.
The weirdest sample that you've used on the album?
My brother, manager talking.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
It's in there somewhere, yeah.
Your go-to snack during long studio sessions? No snacks?
No.
There's no guilty pleasures when you're working in the studio?
Or something, yeah.
Chuck in some chocolate. Yeah. Always works. One preset bank that you love to use?
Will Reese is really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Camel Fat as well also.
Both of them, I have to try them. I don't have them.
Yeah. But, that's it.
Yeah. A track you would play during a 3 a.m. road trip? In the dark, in the car, by yourself?
Jane Netherworld. Oliver Prime remix.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think that's Armin's all-time favorite track.
That's one of mine too, yeah.
Fantastic one. And now a track that you would save for a Sunrise Festival set. Sun is coming up. People are out of there.
Humate Love Simulation. Paul Van Dyke remix.
Some good picks over there. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I love it, man. All right, let's get back to business because a lot has happened since the last time you were here, which was end of 2021, I think.
Yeah.
Looking back, the last 4 years, what has changed the most in your life, in your career?
Obviously, being a father, the kids have started school and all, so yeah, studio time is kind of 9 to 5 now these days. Instead, I used to just spend all my time in the studio, but yeah, kind of have to have a happy medium with family time and studio time. So
yeah, you wouldn't be in the studio 24/7, and now you have to divide your time a little bit more.
Yeah, I actually prefer now just 9 to 5. It's like a day job, and I find to get more done as well. You know.
Yeah. Do you approach things differently because of that?
Definitely, yeah, because you're on a time budget, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's in the studio from 9:15, finish at 5, and then home to the kids and family.
That's amazing. Has your relationship with music evolved also? Like you feel that has changed as well? Now your studio hours are different?
Not really. I think I've always I have the same taste in music. You know, I mean, I listen to anything, any genre. I just love music. So my taste in music is
fair
always
point. I totally understand that as well. Now, in 4 years, you develop a lot as an artist as well. You shape your skills or whatever. Your skill set gets better and better and better. Of course. Do you feel more confident in your identity as an artist in the last 4 years as well?
Definitely, yeah. I said I've played some massive shows as well. That are kind of bucket list shows.
Yeah.
Especially A State of Trance last year, EDC Las Vegas, Creamfields last month. They were all bucket list shows, so I kind of ticked every gig now.
Yeah.
I think it's only Ultra Festival.
What does it feel like as an artist? Because you've been working in music for almost 15 years now, I think.
Yeah, well, I started like, DJing bedroom like 25 years ago. So
well, there you go.
Yeah. So
what does it feel like for an artist? It's a long career, and a lot of people give up, I guess. But last year, you suddenly have these big shows booked. What does it feel like to get these shows over the line?
It's quite surreal, yeah. Sometimes you have to pinch yourself and think like, how did I get here? You know, but I've put the hard work in as well. So like it didn't just happen overnight.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So I think that's the main thing. You have to put the hard work in to get these shows. But like it is still when I get booked for a big show, it's surreal that
it's a hard work.
Yeah,
talent also.
Like I said, like I attended many of these shows. I've been at like countless State of Trances, you know, and then to actually perform it was amazing, you know.
How did you experience it?
It was amazing. Yeah, like I closed, and the crowd was just like, it was like 5 to 6. Sure, and like, the crowd they just stayed there for the whole festival. I actually got busier the more I was on.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting, because usually the festival they'll drop off, but the crowd stayed there.
Not A State of Trance.
No, to the very end. It was amazing.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people just fly in for it and they just want to experience everything.
Yeah, I think for sure. Yeah. I know when I attended, I always stayed till the very last beat. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the stage that you were playing as well.
That was amazing.
I had a few peaks as well. I tried to. It's a little bit hard to walk through the venue, but I had a few peaks as well to try to see what's going on. So especially also when Sönin was playing, I was also checking what he was doing. So I'm happy that you had a good time. Because
it was really, really. It was a bucket list gig for me. Definitely, it's probably the biggest show I've done.
Amazing.
Personally, yeah.
Amazing, yeah. So looking back also now into 2021, because that was the last time you were here. You did the Future Sound of Egypt anthem, of course. In 2022, you produced Ricochet, which is still in my sets nowadays. So 3 years later, it's such a good track. How do you feel that the sound in general has changed since that time?
I think it's always evolving, really, isn't it? Sound. I think the tempos have gone higher.
Yeah.
As I said, Ricochet is like 130 BPM.
Yeah.
I haven't made a track like that, I think, but obviously the album has a couple of slower tracks, but I haven't made a track like that in a while, so I think like the tempos are getting like some of them at 145. Even when I'm playing DJing out now, I'm playing at 144 sometimes.
I feel that 150 is almost the new 138.
It is,
right?
Yeah, it's getting there, yeah.
Yeah. And people just want fast up bass stuff.
Definitely, the kids love the faster stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Have your live sets, did they also change since 4 years? Do you feel that you're playing different music now than you did in the, let's say, the set that you're doing for your album release, obviously? How different is it from 4 years ago, let's say?
It's not really different. I don't think my sound has changed that much. I kind of go in and out of phases of making uplifting and then making tech.
Some bangers.
Yeah. Obviously, I love making both, probably personally, rather the bangers. But I always find it's a lot easier for me to make. Well, not easier, but I prefer the sound design and just the overall production.
Yeah.
It gives me free reign kind of to produce,
Yeah.
With uplifting, I'm kind of, I don't know, stuck in.
You have to work in like a sort of a frame.
Yeah, it's definitely have to work in a frame. I think with tech trance or techno, it's for me, it's easier for me to express me with it.
Yeah. Because I wrote down some of the tunes that you released since you were here in the studio. Let's point out a few. Collapse with Craig Connolly, Keir Macaulay. I love Mr. Toad, a release on Brian Carney's label, of course.
Yeah.
You remixed Ben Gold Kind of Love, which was, of course, a nice uplifting version. You did Bang with Forbesy.
Yeah, I've done a few with Dave, yeah.
Yeah, a fantastic one. And also you remixed Des Mitchell, Welcome to the Dance, which is an absolute classic, as well as I'm Chakra. And then you returned to Who's for the 138 in 2024, Tremor,
yeah.
You forgot about that one already.
No,
I see your reaction. And then in 2025, so this year, you moved pretty much to Future Sound of Egypt with all of your releases, and that has to do something with introspect of your new album.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. First of all, tell us why did you start an album process? Because I've had this discussion with a lot of artists here in the studio. Some are like, okay, I'll never do an album because there's no point. People will listen to 2 tracks and just bin the rest. But the others say, yeah, but I have to do something with touring. I have to have a brand or whatever. What was your decision to get into an album project after so many years?
Well, I always had in my mind that I wanted to do an album.
Mm-hmm.
But about 3 years ago, myself and my brother and my manager, Barry, we were chatting away, and we always do like a listening session. We listen to some music and all, just so we were listening to like old albums like Armin 76, Paul Van Dyk, Out There and Back, Tiesto with My Memory, or Politics of Dancing. And Barry just mentioned, he said, now it's about time to do an album. So we both agreed, yeah. And, the idea was kind of
easily said, of course.
Of course,
let's do an album.
If I had him known now how hard it was, I probably wouldn't have done it. But yeah, the time I think was right to do an album, and I'm glad I did. The amount of times I tried to pull the plug, I think I annoyed Barry to death, moaning about that. I wanted to pull the album, and he just kept at me. You have to finish it, and I'm really happy that I got it over the line in the end. They're not easy. Albums aren't easy.
No.
But yeah, I did enjoy. I learned a lot from myself as a producer. How to kind of get out of holes and when just things weren't going right.
Yeah.
How to refocus myself.
And I think you announced the album quite earlier this year already. You were like, okay, this is the dot on the horizon. We're going to release it.
See, once I say something, I'll do it. I will go through it. So I got like 7 tracks in, and I announced that I was doing an album. So then I kind of had to then.
And then you still needed to finish 4 more because there's 11 tracks on there, right? 14. So you were halfway.
Yeah. So just want to commit to it. I'm doing it. You know?
Just pushing yourself. Give yourself a deadline.
Yeah, that's it. 100%.
Okay, that's an interesting approach. Because, you see it a lot that people are finishing the album. They're like, oh, I sent it off to the label. Now we can plan it. But you did it opposite.
Yeah.
You announced it. Okay, I'm going to do an album. Fuck, I need to finish this.
But as I said, I had it in my mind what tracks I needed to finish, and obviously I'd done it kind of backways because I should have done the vocal tracks first, but I'd done the instrumentals first. But if I was doing an album again, I would definitely get the vocals down first. That would make life.
Hey, you live, you learn. You live, you learn.
This is it, yeah.
And you also chose Future Sound of Egypt as the home for your album. Why did you pick the label?
Well, I've been releasing on FSOE for 10 years. I think 2015 was my first release, and I basically released most of my music on there.
Yeah,
I think I've about 30 releases on all the labels. So,
including the anthem even for VG 700.
Yeah, so I have a good relationship with Fadi and Stuart. So
amazing
it seemed like the right label for me.
So did they approach you or did you approach them?
No, I approached them. I was talking to Fadi show in Melbourne last year, and I pitched the idea of the album to him. He said, yeah, definitely.
He said, listen, mate.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's good.
Of course. Nah, I love Fadi. Okay, so from the very first moment that you started, that you decided with your manager and with your brother, I'm going to make an album. When was this point? When you decided to do it?
It was literally about 2 years ago. It was a few weeks before I went to Dream State. Would have been 2023, yeah. And I finished like 3 tracks in a couple of weeks beforehand. So I said, there's 3 tracks done already for the album. So that was kind of every. I thought I would finish it in 6 months. But another 2 years later, then finally got over the line.
You managed to get it over the line. How was it emotionally for you to produce an album like this? Because, like you said you had quite a hard time putting it together.
It wasn't easy, definitely. It's just doubting yourself, I think every producer does, and then when it's taken so long, it's never ending. And as I said, I wanted to pack it in hundreds of times, but once I kind of announced that I couldn't, I committed. So it was just getting it over the line, and it's kind of feels surreal now to have a release now tomorrow. So
yeah. And you told on air as well on the radio show, you told that it was like a journey that you put together. It's like a start to finish, you wanted to tell a story, right?
Yeah.
So what was let's say the unifying concept? What was the story that you're trying to get across?
Basically, as I said, we were listening to like compilations, like the Politics of Dancing and Search of Sunrise, and also I wanted to kind of make the album in that kind of model. Yeah. So you could sit there and listen to it and bring you on a journey. Basically starting from like 122 breaks, progressive breaks, right up to like 145 BPM. The last is kind of a hard techno, psytrance kind of track. So I wanted to have everything because I feel like as a producer I'm quite varied. I like to make all different genres. So I was kind of showcase myself as a producer as well,
Yeah. So you had, let's say you had like a framework, and every time you try to build like one piece just to make it a whole.
Yeah. Like I probably have about another album's worth of music that I didn't release, And like there was a lot of tracks then that we couldn't get over the line, the collabs, but
but you had the deadline.
They had the deadline, but they can go on the next one,
At least so. So, well, there's a new album, it's already done.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Not quite, yeah.
And of course, retrospect, the album title. How did you decide to name your album that way?
Yeah, that wasn't easy, yeah. We had like...
Did you have the name before you started, or was it afterwards?
I had Origins, what's the original name, but then it's Activa released an album like 2 years ago called Origins, so that was out the window. So it kind of needed something.
I had the same with Oliver Smith. I had an album in mind, Footprint, and then he released an album on Anjuna with Footprint.
It happens.
It happens. So how did you land on retrospect?
ChatGPT.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were like, hey, ChatGPT, give me an album title.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything for months.
No.
And then retrospect popped up, so we used that.
I love the album title.
We changed the C with a K, so it's retrospect.
Okay, to boost the Google algorithm.
This is it, yeah.
The influences of online world nowadays.
Yeah.
14 tracks. Which track was the hardest to finish? Yeah, you can be honest. No one's listening.
There's a few. Obviously, the vocal ones are very hard to finish.
Yeah,
they always take a lot of time. And
what makes it so difficult?
I don't know. It's just I always find vocal tracks are just they're just hard. They always take longer than instrumentals because obviously the vocals are hard to work into a track. So I prefer vocalists to send me the vocal first, and then I try and write the vocal around it. I try and write the track around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably not the right way to do it, but probably makes things longer.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it has its pros and cons because I think it's an interesting way of approaching because for people that are new to making music, they always ask like, how do you end up with vocals? And there's three ways. Like someone sends you a vocal, you make it, or you send an instrumental and they write on it, or you sit together in the studio and write things together. So for this album, what was the approach that you had the most? Did you send instrumentals or? Instrumentals
were pretty easy, yeah. Excuse me. Obviously, the tech trance stuff I can make pretty
Bosh.
Yeah, that's easy for me. But the uplifting ones, obviously I'm not classically trained on the piano or anything, so I just bang away on the keyboard till something sticks. But so the uplifting ones are a little bit more struggle to get, especially with the melodies. As uplifting trance, it has to be right. The melody has to be right. It has to hit you there. It has to hit you in the head, and before you release it. So.
A lot of frustration.
Lots.
I can imagine that 100%. How did you pick out the vocals to work with? You work with Linnea, of course, and Ren, Faye, and a couple more.
Yeah, with Ren, we were talking online, and she sent me a sample. I was actually supposed to be an uplifting track, and I was working on the breaks track for like 120 BPM, and I literally just pitched it down
in the framework.
Yeah.
The beginning of the album.
This was the opener,
Yeah.
I had the track ready. And it was in the same key as the track Ren had sent.
You're like, hey, that's convenient.
I just pitched it down, like 15 BPM, and it worked like perfect. That never happens,
One of those moments in the studio where like, yes,
yeah, it was amazing, yeah. Then Johnny Storm State, I know him last 6-7 years. He's from Belfast, and we've been trying to work on a track for a while, but again, we couldn't get some of them over the line. But he sent me a sample of this track he wrote and released. It's actually like a Britpop rock kind of song, and he sent me it. And the minute I heard it, I said, like, that'd be a great progressive house track, So again, that just slotted straight into one of my tracks. And then with Linnea, we went back and forward. She set up a website called Love Vocals, and I joined the website, and she emailed me and asked me would I be interested in doing a collab, and that was the final track off the album. So yeah, we had she broke her hand at Christmas. So yeah, that kind of put a spanner in the works for a few weeks. I think 6 weeks before she could re-sing the tracks.
No.
Yeah, so she was out of action for a bit. So, but we got it over the line again eventually, and then I'm happy with that track.
It's a nice one, 100%. Yeah. Which track was the fastest one that you put together? Like in the studio, that you were like, okay, done, one session.
Yeah. With the final one, Lights. Yeah. It's kind of a 145 BPM tech. It's simple.
You were in a flow. You were like,
just a simple riff. Yeah, it's. I think it was done in a day.
Yeah. Lucky.
Yeah. they're
in a framework of 2 years, then 1 day is nice.
Yeah, they're all good ones,
So when you sit down in the studio, when making an album like this, do you start with melodies or beats, or what is your overall vision when you start writing a song, especially in the album process?
It depends, I'd said if it's uplifting or if it's a big melody, the melody comes first, If it's something more groovy, more techy, just start with the drums and the bass line. But again, every track is different. I don't have a kind of set way or go into the studio, or just whatever works at the time. And it's a lot of trial and error. I think everybody's the same. You know,
Yeah.
if I go into
Looking for a happy accident all the time.
yeah, of course, but they're the best ones. You know,
Yeah.
they're the best tracks. But if I go into it and I say, right, I want to produce a track like this, I can make it. But then sometimes it has no soul. You know, where I have to sometimes give the track time to breathe.
Yeah.
And you can't bust a track out in 4 hours, no problem. Anybody can. Well, not anybody can, but again, sometimes you have to play them out live. You have to get the feel for the crowd for them. If the build-up's not good, if, you know what I mean, the breakdown's too long, you know.
And back to the studio, rework it again. Version
but
million,
again,
version 600.
I think that's what's wrong with a lot of music these days is people are just making them in one day and it's oversaturated, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can play at gigs, I can play shows. I know there's a lot of producers that don't play shows, they're just producers, but I have the opportunity to actually test them out, which helps massively, you know. Especially you know the minute you play a track if it's working, you know, if the bass line's cutting through, if the kicks come cutting through, you can go back and change everything, you know.
Yeah.
And so I love testing new tracks out as well, you know, and especially for the album, I test tracks out so you know what would work. I've tested a lot of them out, and some of them didn't work, so they got scrapped.
It's nerve-wracking sometimes.
It is.
Yeah.
It's actually nerve-wracking playing a track for the first time. You don't know what way it's going to go, you know.
Yeah.
Especially maybe a big vocal track, like cause the linear one. The first time I played it was at Luminosity. It's on the main stage, like, and
you're like, here we go.
Yeah. So just test it out there and see.
I guess it's the perfect spot to test one of these tunes.
It's actually perfect. Yeah.
It's a home crowd, 100%. Now, let's say we are back in January 2025. You sort of had the direction where the album is going. Did you have any doubts at a certain point? You were like, okay, this is not the direction that I want to go, or is it the right way that we're going? Or
yeah, I'm never happy. No, never. I don't think as a producer, like as Dave Forbes said to me a couple of weeks ago, it's like a track is only finished when you abandon it, you know. And it's like true, you know. A track is never finished.
No,
it's never finished. It's you can always even tracks say, listen now, I should have done that different. I should have done that, but you have to just abandon it to finish it, you know.
But Forbes is just so good at abandoning stuff.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever abandoned a track in his life.
Yeah, he's goated 100%.
Oh, legend.
Now the album is here. Retrospect. Do you see it as a snapshot of who you are right now, or did you try to make it like a print from the last 25 years?
It was definitely a print from the last 25 years. You know, there's some tracks that kind of are on it there that are just, that's not me anymore. But I had to like try to draw a line under that kind of sound and move on from that kind of sound. No, it's stuff I've been making 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm not really feeling anymore. But it was like an ode to that time, like, of making sure tracks like that.
So let's say your productions from, let's say, 10 years ago were still influences in the songs that you created in retrospect.
That's what the whole idea was, because what inspired me over the last 20 years as a producer, as a DJ, that's what the album is kind of all about, you know.
Yeah. And talking about influences, was there any music outside of the trance spectrum that influenced you as well in making this album?
Well, I listen to a lot of progressive house, a lot of breaks, a lot of techno, you know what I mean? And I try and incorporate all that in my sound.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, I can't stick to one sound. I can't. If I try and make 4 or 5 uplifters in a row, I'll just get bored. I have to move on. I have to change it. Otherwise, I get really bored in the studio.
Are you also a person that, I know that you walked around Greenfields at the festival, that you also just try to explore other stages and then you listen to the sound design?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh,
like, hey, how the hell did he or she do that?
But yeah, you can hear it, you know. You can see the crowd's reaction to certain sounds, you know. And you say, right, I can throw that.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I can put that in my tunes, you know. Yeah.
I love that, man. I wish I could do that more. Just go to events like that and just get the inspiration in.
It was good Greenfield. It's good. Even A State of Trance, walk around, you know, and go to all the other stages. You're taking in everything, you know.
Yeah.
I think as a producer, you have to definitely, you know, you could just stay still and make the same sound over and over again, but that's not me.
Very true. Are there also non-musical influences that you had during the process? Let's say that you were watching a film or you were reading a book or whatever. Your kids.
My kids definitely.
What inspiration into your tunes?
They're always an inspiration, yeah. Obviously, when they're on their summer holidays, they come down to the studio with me. And Killian, he's 6 now, so he loves banging away on the access for us.
Yeah? Are they dancing to your tunes as well?
They love it,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, time to get them a synth.
That's it. I have the decks there, so we'll start them early.
Start them early. That's how you do it. Now, if you because it's a retrospect, so we have to look back and forward as well. Do you feel that your way of writing melodies and energy in your sets is different, let's say, from 10 years ago as it is right now?
100%, yeah. I listened to some of my melodies 10 years ago. That's fucking shocking.
That's just a constant involvement.
Yeah, but it's you're always learning as a producer.
Yeah.
You have to learn, you know what I mean? It's never ending.
Yeah.
You know?
I have that too. When I listen to tunes that I made, let's say even 5 years ago, I feel just so embarrassed. Like,
yeah, there's even
how horrible.
There's even ones on the album.
But on the other side, it's shaped you to who you are right now.
Yeah. But when I'm producing, I always try and finish. You know, I hate leaving tracks half finished. I always try and get it over the line. At least you've done it. You can scrap it or you can keep it. But I think, especially when I starting out, that helped me always finish the track. You know, always never leave a half finished track.
Yeah.
Always finish.
Really?
Yeah, it's great, especially learning. I always tell people, like I do tutorials and all in my studio, and I'll always tell people, if you can finish the track, you know, just get it done. If it's crap, or just scrap it.
And then, do you mean making a full arrangement, or
making a full arrangement so the track is complete enough to you, you know?
Yeah.
But you kind of learn more from that than you would just making like 8-bar loops over and over again, you know? And there's some people that will just sit on a track for 7-8 months. And I have done myself, but I find you have to just get it finished and move on.
That's the David Forbes approach to things.
Yeah, I learned that off Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that one. Like, that's what you learn also from sitting in the studio with other people as well, how they work. That's why I always say to up and coming producers, just try to work with other people.
Definitely, yeah.
Because you learn so much of it.
It's a real eye opener, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember also. I used to work in Reason a lot, and then Marcus Schusso came to my place in 2006 or whatever. He was like, "You have to try Ableton." I'm like, "Nah, it's too hard." And then he just showed me the ropes, and from that moment on, you just move on to other things, right?
Yeah.
That's also with arranging. How I said with Ferry in the studio, how he works. It's also like Forbes. It's so fast.
Yeah, lightning. Yeah.
And it's like, don't doubt 20 different presets. Just go for one. And shape it as you want to have it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the way you approach things, I guess. Now, Retrospect is out. Now you're going to work on new music, which you already did, sort of. So is there an artist that you dream of working with in the future? Let's say for the next album.
Yeah, well, we've spoken to obviously John O'Callaghan. We're supposed to be working on something we had already started. Faddy as well.
Yeah.
I just love working with any artist, really. And I mean, once I bring something to the table, like obviously we're Dave Forbes, with Reese, we work really good. Same with Dave, we've just boss tracks out really easy. And I mean, and when it works well, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you worked on a lot of music with David as well.
Yeah,
in the past.
I think we've got a new one coming out soon.
Like 4 or 5 at least.
Played it in my set. I think that was our 6th one. Yeah.
Crazy. Sometimes you have just the perfect chemistry.
Definitely, yeah. Well, Dave's on Cubase as well, so
that helps a lot.
It works, yeah.
So how do you approach working on a track with someone if you compare it to doing your solo tracks? Do you come in with like
it's just a project one person has an idea, isn't it? Like especially with the parallel world stuff. So Will send me an idea, maybe a groove or a melody, and then I'll take the stems off him and I'll work more on it and just go back and forward. That's just the way I always work.
But if you're working with someone that's not working in Cubase, is that outside of your comfort zone, or do you put yourself into?
We just bound to stems, really, you know.
Yeah.
So I will work. Maybe I'll do as much as I can on the track and then send it over. And then usually when me and Dave works, is one does the breakdown, one does the groove. It's usually Dave does the groove, and sometimes the melody too. Yeah.
Well, you're not too bad with grooves either, to be honest.
No.
Did you learn anything new with working with some of the collaborators on Retrospect?
Yeah, of course.
What is like one thing that you really picked up out of the album with collaborating with other artists?
Vocals are very hard to work with.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, I do love working with vocals, but again, I don't know, there's always a lot of back and forward with vocals, you know. But it's good. It's everybody has to be happy in the
yeah. Because Sonny, you work with other artists that they have their saying also.
See, obviously, I'm not a vocalist, so if I'm sending a vocal and I'm working in pitch, working melodyne or something, they might like something that I like. So obviously, their vocal will hear, but I don't hear, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just a happy medium going back and forward.
I've worked with some vocalists in the past that really didn't like that they were corrected. the pitch correction.
Yeah,
They were like, but this is my artistic film. No, but it's not.
Oh, look,
It doesn't sound nice. Yeah, but it's my artistic film. Well, whatever.
sometimes Melodyne can be too much as well, Yeah, you have to share track.
The T-Pain stuff. You already mentioned it. The tune that you did with Linné, you performed it for the first time on Luminosity. Which track of the album do you particularly remember playing for the first time in one of your sets? You were like, holy shit.
Yeah, Around in Circles.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably my personal favourite from the album.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of I used to love like Vanda records and the old Vanda, and that's kind of what I made the track around, something similar to that, like new energy so that's, and I remember when I played the first, I done a Instagram clip, and Faddy immediately messaged me and asked me, I want that track,
Really?
Yeah.
That's proper A&R. He's like, I like this. Want to have this on my label.
Yeah, and then 6 months later, then we sent them the album.
Have you tested everything on the album on a crowd, or was it also bits and pieces that you didn't?
The first 3 tracks I haven't really, because usually my tempo is a bit faster than that. And the first 2 were like 122 BPM.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't had the opportunity, but like I've got like an open to close coming up at the end of the year, so we'll test them out then.
Or maybe start with one of those tunes.
You could, but you have to go from 122.
The energy is a
really
bit
quick. Yeah.
No one's listening. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How did you still? Well, this is going out, so the album has not been released just yet, or is it actually? It's today. But did you already receive feedback from fans on the tracks that you released? You released 4 singles so far. So.
Four.
Yeah. What has the reaction been so far?
The reaction's been really good. It's been really well received. So I'm really happy where I was.
Mm-hmm.
I was obviously nervous about how it's going to be received, but I think
putting out an album is scary, man.
It is, yeah. I didn't think there was so much work in it. It's literally, it's I wasn't thinking at the start, but it's good. It's all good. I like to keep busy, and it's definitely kept me on my toes.
But never again.
No. That was just a slip of the tongue. Yeah.
Now, we did the retrospecting. How are you looking forward to the future? How do you see your sound and trance in general? How do you see it evolve? Let's say if you in 2 years we're going to sit here again, you release another album. What would it sound like?
It'd probably be a lot higher tempo, I think. I'm really enjoying the techno stuff lately. The crossover between techno and trance.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's kind of maybe where I see myself. Again, I'll always produce trance, you know what I mean? But I really like exploring different sounds in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Sound design and all of them. But it's kind of, I think the trance itself is going to come full circle, where it's not just one style. It's not just 140 trance. It's changing, where there's techno coming in. There's bits of everything, you know what I mean? The way it was like 25 years ago, if you listen to like Tiesto sets, Armin sets, they played everything, you know? It wasn't just 140 tech trance, 140
very true.
trance. Yeah. And that's what I grew up on, and that's I like how it's kind of evolving back to that. So I think the sound will definitely evolve. It won't stay what it was. I think the album was kind of an ode to that older sound that I was making 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it will pop a little shift in the sound, definitely.
I remember that all of the DJs that you mentioned were all starting with a breakbeat track.
Yeah.
Like the first track I said was always like dun, 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 and then some random synth loop comes in, and everybody was vibing to it.
Yeah. And you have like massive techno tracks and all. Like, we were talking about this earlier, you know, it just came out of nowhere just to keep the heads down, the groove going. Yeah.
Somehow we lost that.
Definitely, yeah. But I think
it's nice to see that it's back.
It is definitely. I think the last 3 or 4 years it's starting to really come back, and I think over the next couple of years it will be.
Yeah.
We'll do the full.
Do you think? Might be a hot take. Do you think that we were stuck too long in certain sounds that it became stale?
I think so. Yeah. I think it was too easy. Too many people using templates, using presets, and
or engineers that do the same.
I engineer for people, so I can't really.
I do the same.
Yeah. But it's just. It was just too easy to make tracks, you know, and I think you can hear it now. There's a lot of people using the unique sounds on it, but the sound design has people have upped their game, I think, you know. With sound design music, there's lots of producers out there making some amazing music. Like, I think of like from 136 BPM trance right up to 150, you know.
There's just so much.
There is, yeah. It's really, I even like the likes of Kiki, Rocketman and all. I really like that sound. Yeah. It's maybe a little bit too fast. I'll pitch it back down to 10 BPM, but it's...
Yeah, I think, because I think the Strange World remix is 150 or 155, something like that.
That's a little too fast for me.
But it's so good, man.
It's good, yeah.
Everybody has to pitch it down. But
sometimes the fader doesn't go that far.
no, all the way down. No, I love the Rocket Man. He's doing such a nice things. Do you feel like also because everything's changing so fast? It used to be hard to make music, but nowadays I have someone in my Discord server that shout out to Kay, by the way. He sent me a track and he doesn't produce, but he created some perfect prompts in Suno, I think. And it's such a perfect Afro House track that he sent over. He's like, yo, I prompted this, but I was like, kind of music can play this instantly. Are you afraid of that or no?
I think you have to adapt to the times, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's always evolving, always changing, and if you don't adapt, you kind of get stuck there, you know.
Do you use AI already a lot in your productions?
No.
Besides the album title?
I don't use it at all.
No.
Never use it. No, I don't even know what prompt is, man.
No. I guess, yeah, well.
I must try it, yeah.
Yeah, well, we can try it.
For the next album.
Yeah, but it's just getting better and better and better. So it's it's interesting to see how things are going to evolve. Now, besides the music, but some personal questions, if you're okay with that. How do you recharge not making music, but because you mentioned that you work on music as a full-time job from 9 to 5?
Yeah.
Are there also days that you're like, okay, I'm not in the studio today, I'm gonna do something else?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, always bring the kids out, bring them to the cinema, bring them to the park, bring them out, go on holidays, just, relax, watch football. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you ever get into writing blocks as well?
Of course, all the time.
Yeah. How do you get out of them?
I don't know. Sometimes they can last for months, you know.
Yeah.
Again, sometimes you can overspend time in the studio. You do too much, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not working. You're best off just walking away because you're just wasting your own time.
Do you force yourself, or do you feel like after half an hour I'm like, okay, I can't do this?
Yeah, sometimes you have to force yourself if you're working the deadlines, you know. But usually if you have to force it, shit.
Yeah.
But we don't know. It is what it is. Everybody goes through blocks, you know. It's just you kind of have to just work your way through it.
Yeah.
But again, what I always do as well is if I do have a block, I'll make something completely different. Afro House track or just something completely different, just to take your mind off it, you know, and then come back in and work on the track. But yeah, I'll just take breaks from the studio. I mean,
yeah. Well,
there's no harm in taking.
I always love to ask this question because everybody runs into this. It has the same problem, but no one's talking about it somehow.
Yeah, it is. It's
trying to find a way out of it as well.
Frustrating, definitely.
Yeah. So if you're not working on music, what is your perfect day?
Sitting at home with the boys watching football. Yeah. The kids. Yeah.
Which team do you support?
Celtic.
Yeah. Always champion. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's how it is. Okay. Do you ever go to the stadium?
Yeah, I've been a few times, once or twice a year. Yeah, I bring the kids over. Yeah.
Amazing.
During the summer, then we have the Dublin matches, but yeah, Dublin ain't great anymore. Take GAA, the football.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll be back.
But it's always nice to go to the stadium. I guess also if you have sons that you can take them to the stadium, that's amazing.
Yeah. Good day out.
Now the album is done. It's out. What is up next? Like, are you returning to singles? Are you going to do EPs, or are you going to do an album? What's next?
Well, we're working with Reese on Parallel Worlds. As I said before, we've got so much tracks, some music, and it's very varied as well. There's a bit of everything in there, so I'm excited for us to play this set in November. It's going to be it's going to shock a few people. Like, I think there's some.
In what way?
Just some of the tracks are a bit out there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got basically everything. And by the time November comes around, we'll have 20 tracks done.
20 tracks.
For an hour and a half set, yeah. All new music. And we've got some reworks, core reworks and all in there for the set. So it's coming ahead now. I think we've got about 12 tracks, I think, done already. So another 8 to go.
So you're ready to announce the album in January.
I think you put that back for a bit, yeah. It's announced now, yeah.
No pressure.
We're doing an album, yeah.
Well, there you go. Album release, 23rd of January. There we go.
Done.
Well, thank you so much for answering all these questions, man. I want to say congratulations once again.
Thank you.
I know how hard it is to release an album, so you got it over the line. It's out. People can enjoy Retrospect.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me on the show.
I think there's CDs coming as well, vinyls coming as well.
Vinyls, yeah. We've done like 200 vinyls, but like we're down to the last 45 or something left.
Wow.
So yeah, that won't be. There's 200 only. So yeah,
It's amazing.
Get them if you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have to order one, or
I'll
just send Stuart a message.
That's it. Yeah.
Get me one of those finals.
I'll send you.
All right. Thank you for once again, Paul.
Thanks very much, Ruben.
Thank you for watching this podcast. See you next time for a new one. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Check all previous episodes on YouTube or your favorite podcast portal.